So, a very warm welcome to all participants and colleagues. It is truly my privilege to set the stage for this important session on emerging environmental challenges, science-driven and scalable solutions, organized by the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research and coordinated by CSIR National Environmental Engineering Research Institute as part of the Science Summit at 18th United Nations General Assembly. Now we are at a critical juncture in our collective journey towards sustainability and climate resilience. Across the world, we are witnessing the escalating consequence of climate change, rapid urbanization, resource scarcity, and pollution. These challenges are not abstract, they are real and deeply interconnected. At CSIR, through our strong network of specialized institutes, we are working meticulously to translate cutting-edge research into scalable solutions that are responding to both national and global needs. This session is particularly significant because it brings together four leading laboratories: National Environmental Engineering Research Institute, Indian Institute of Chemical Technology, National Institute of Interdisciplinary Science and Technology, and Indian Institute of Petroleum. Each of the institute contributes unique strengths towards advancing the Sustainable Development Goals on clean and affordable energy, sustainable cities and communities, climate action, water and sanitation, are some of few of them. We will hear from the directors of these institutes, followed by a presentation on technological leads that demonstrate how science can deliver practical, affordable, and industry-ready solutions aligned with the community needs. The details of these initiatives will be shared by Dr. Amit Bansiwal. What makes this technology stand out is not just the innovation, but their field implementation. Real-world impact that shows how science can empower society and safeguard our environment. We will hear directly from scientists about their innovation journeys, field application, and the roadmaps for wider adaptation. We will also listen to voice of stakeholders, users, because true success is measured not only by invention alone, but by implementation and impact. As we moved forward, one message became clear. Only through collective action, we effectively address these pressing environmental challenges, and CSR is committed to being a catalyst in this ecosystem. I invite all of you to actively engage, share your perception, and help us envision how these solutions can be scaled to build a resilient, sustainable, and climate-secure future for India as well as the world. Thank you very much for your attention. Now I request Director ISCT to give his reflections.
Yes, no problem.
Paul, can you hear me?
Yeah. Please, sir. Please.
Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. So it's Indian Institute of Chemical Technology, and we are located in Hyderabad, and it is the southern part of India. So this is one of the premier laboratories of CSIR. CSIR has 37 laboratories across India. So we work on all domains of science. So particularly our IICT, that's the Indian Institute of Chemical Technology, we have always been to leverage chemical sciences and engineering for societal benefit. And today is closely with several SDGs, that is Sustainable Developmental Goals of United Nations, particularly SDGs 7, 13, 11, we are very closely associated with this. So just to tell you briefly our contributions in this domain. So in clean energy and circular economy, so we are developing advanced catalytic processes and green chemistry pathways to produce sustainable fuels and chemicals. So by converting agro residues, industrial byproducts, and even municipal waste and valuable energy and carriers. So IICT directly supports India's bigger goal of net zero aspirations. So in terms of pollution and mitigation, environmental remediation, through innovative chemical and biotechnological interventions, IICT, our institute, addresses industrial emissions, effluents, and hazardous waste streams. Our eco restoration and biomethanation efforts demonstrate how science can restore degraded environments while creating energy and resources recovery opportunities. So in terms of industry and academia, industry academia society among this combined society, so between this industry and academia, so we interface as part of IICT's framework, we connect, collaborate, converge, convert, and ultimately contribute to the society and to the common man. So that's what we have been doing. And IICT works with industries. We have transferred many technologies. And also we demonstrated, we installed several plants in municipalities and communities to ensure our innovations are not only confined to the laboratories, but also translated into scalable and impactful solutions even into the common man world. So looking ahead, CSIR IICT is committed to advancing carbon neutral industrial process and fostering sustainable chemical transformations. So we strongly believe that chemistry always be guided by sustainability principles in moving forward for the better future. I would like to see these deliberations move forward with interesting discussions and give us a better future. So my colleagues from CSR laboratories are here in this meeting, and we also would like to hear from them. And with this, I invite the global partners to join hands with us, particularly CSR laboratories, in co-creating a cleaner, greener, and more resilient future. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
May I request? Yeah, thank you, sir. May I request Director NIST for his reflection?
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Venkat. Are you able to hear?
Yeah, please.
Thanks, Dr. Srini as well. Of UNGA, and CSIR NIST is very happy to be part of this, and the wonderful theme what we are discussing on the session 2 on emerging environmental challenges, science driven and scalable solutions. If you look at most of the SDGs, except food, energy, water, nexus, if you are not able to solve these three nexus, it is very difficult to achieve most of the SDGs. For example, if you take the energy, India is the third largest consumer of energy in terms of what that last year to this year, more than 125% increase in the energy consumption. And India is the fourth largest producer of the CO2. Per capita, India is lower compared to other bigger countries, but still it's a per capita, so fourth. We know all surface temperature of earth is every day is increasing, almost 1.38 degree temperature last year we measured. Ideally we need to cut off 1.5 degree. How to do that? That is a big challenge in front of us. That's what this come into the very clear pathway to do that. Either environmental pollution or air pollution, water pollution, all three we need to see that how best we can do that. Every minute in India alone, 15,000 multi-layer packages are purchased and dumped on the earth. Every day, 1 million PET bottles are purchased and putting on the earth. And what is happening? All these things goes to the sea. Right now, if you look at 1 ton of the plastic bottle and 3 ton of these fish is there. 2050, it is going to be a 4 ton of the plastics and 3 ton of the fish is going to be there. We wanted to see that one? No. This earth is not belongs to only for humans to live. It's every species has to live in this earth. So how to solve this problem? We are taking every week 5 grams of microplastics, equivalent to the weight of 1 credit card size. Everywhere microplastic is migrated. Earlier we thought it never breaks the blood-brain barrier. It is reaches to now brain, mother's milks everywhere. How we are going to solve this one? What are the technologies we have to use? Can we go for alternative to PET? What are the solution in front of us for the polymer alternative? Can we go for glass? No. It's a very difficult and it releases more carbon dioxide when we recycled. Right now we are talking about the recycle. What is the plastic recycle is happening? Only 14% we recycled. In principle, it is almost 90% of the plastics are not recycled. Can we go for aluminum? 1 ton of the what is the plastic PET bottle produced is releases 2.17 tons of the carbon dioxide. The same thing, 1 ton of the aluminum produced 4.3. That's 4 times higher than that. Can we go for the paper? That's what everywhere we are using the paper. If you cut the tree, 15% less carbon dioxide absorption. Already we are facing into that. So what we are looking into that, we need a proper alternative on side. Second one is that we need to make it a sustainable use of all this material. We need to understand all the material life cycle analysis, whichever you are using it, the any other form. That's the one way we look into that. Air pollution, monitoring, and the mitigation. That we need to look into that. Again, soil. And we have the solid waste management of the each and every place, from the starting from the municipality to the higher level. We need to see that how we are going to manage all these things. So definitely today the discussion what is going to happen will help each and everyone. That's what we need to see, the technologies what we develop in the different institutions of CSIR. Apart from that, other places we can how we can adopt it. For example, NIRI has done a lot of technologies on solid management, liquid management, fecal sludge. All the things has been there, how we can adapt. And the monitoring system, what NIRI has done, wonderful system, they will explain. CSIR NIST, recently we developed the biomedical waste management. And right now, what we made the technology is the first time in the globe. Just is said, not only disinfect, it convert as a soil additive. It's right now running in the hospital of AIMS New Delhi. We are planning to validate, and coming November 12th, we wanted to introduce the global stage at Germany. This technology can be available to any country to adopt. That's what we are trying to do that. Then on-site wastewater treatment. That's what today Dr. Krishna Kumar is going to present it. What we developed the Nova technology, already government of Kerala is put it in their GO, they told should adopt this technology. Now we are thinking to put this technology into the boat houses and the apartments and the restaurant. The technology should be suitable to modify to whichever the way you wanted to do it. That's what we try to do it at CSIR NIST. Hope under the theme of EES, as a theme director, I can say that what we are developing, that futuristic technology definitely will help not only for India, all the developing nations. What I said, the third one is that food, water, and then food. We see that 11 billion people are there. And what is that 9 billion people not able to access the good nutritious food? Almost 2 billion populations are struggling. So how are you going to do that? That safe and nutritious food. That is the another challenge in front of us. CSIR is working, CFTRI, CSIR NIST, we are working on it. For example, only one segment, if you take it, the diabetes population, more than 500 million populations are the diabetes on the global. It is increasing 40% every year. In India also is a diabetic capital apart from the China. So how are you solve this one? We need integrated approach to address all this scientific challenge, whatever it is there in front of us. Hope today's this deliberation will help to understand, will help to collaborate each other to make the sustainable solution for the future. Once again, thank you so much for Niri to coordinate, and also especially for the Venkatamohan taking this initiation to the, and also Rama ma'am to coordinate from the CSIR side. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Dr. Anand Krishnan. May I request Dr. Harinder Singh Bist, Director IIP, for his reflections?
Greetings to all. So as Venkat said, this institute, CSIR, Indian Institute of Petroleum, is a pioneer research institute in India, which started research on petroleums. And as you all know now, we are thinking that petroleum is one of, and coal are one of the major sources of increase of greenhouse gases. So in due course, the institute has also diversified and trying to develop new technologies where we don't contribute to the greenhouse gases, side by side providing energy solutions to the country as well as to our people. So as you know, this name CSIR, we are Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. Our focus is on industrial research. So we are trying to develop technologies which can be easily scalable, which can go to the market. And a few of my team members from IIP will be telling you some of the projects where we have transformed some of the energy requirements as well as how to protect the environment. We are working on biofuels where the carbon, which are carbon neutral in the terms that the trees or the agro waste which has been converted from the CO2 of the environment will be giving combustion after combustion the CO2, which is not going to increase the net CO2 in the environment, unlike fossil fuels. So sustainable aviation fuel we are working. In fact, we are the first one in India who have flown a demo flight from Dehradun to New Delhi with a biojet fuel developed by our institute. We are working on biodiesels which are developed from used cooking oil, where you don't need too much energy. They are energy efficient room temperature biodiesel processes. Then we are working, as our team at CSIR IICT is working on the anaerobic digestion of biomass into biogas, and we have a process where this biogas can be purified to PNG and CNG quality natural gases, which can directly be put into the framework of gas pipelines. So these are the areas. I think the time has come when whenever we are thinking of a new process or new technology, the overall holistic assessment, the life cycle analysis of the process, whether it is going to really benefit in terms of CO2 mitigation and cost economics. So all those things are to be done before going to the next stage of development. So this institute is working exclusively on life cycle assessment of all the processes. Whichever process we are developing in the institute, we always do LCA analysis before proceeding ahead to see whether development of this technology is actually going to contribute in the CO2 mitigation or not. So we are working on several areas. Some of my scientists will be touching upon some of the processes. Forest fires are one of the major concerns, and in Himalayas pine trees are there, which are a big pine needles are a very highly combustible material. So a lot of forest fire happen due to these pine needles. So we have developed a ecosystem where the local village peoples are collecting the pine needles and they are getting some revenue out of it. We are briquetting it and replacing the coal in the surrounding industries, so that fossil fuel can be replaced by a biogenic fuel, which will help not only in environmental saving but also will give extra employment to the rural people in the area. So some of these areas the institute is working, and I thank UNGA for giving CSIR this opportunity and our team at headquarters to coordinate this, and Director Niri also to arranging all those things. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Harendra. So may I request Dr. Amit Bansiwal to take over the session and give overall view of the session. Dr. Amit.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, because we are all joining from different parts of the globe and from different time zones. Greetings from CSIR, and I'm going to give a very brief overview of the session. What are the contents and how are we going into the session? This session has been especially designed to include different aspects of the environment, the current challenges faced by the humanity, and the global triple challenges which we are facing. So in this session, and this session is also designed keeping in view the sustainable development goals. And we'll see from the presentations that the activities or the technological developments are very closely aligned with the sustainable development goals, several sustainable development goals. So in this session, we have 4 technical presentations. The first one is on rejuvenation of degraded or contaminated land through a very unique and innovative eco-restoration technology developed by CSIR NERI. Dr. Lal Singh will present that, and he will give details and his first-hand experience of the full-scale demonstration and implementation in the field. He will share that more than 1,500 acres of the industrial dumps, fly ash mounds, and mine spoils have been converted into thriving green belts. So he's going to share those details, and also he will share about the participation of local communities and social aspects of the development, how intricately they are interwoven into the development. The second presentation will be by Dr. Rao from CSIR IICT, which will be on high rate biomethanation technology, namely anaerobic gas lift reactor. And again, this is also a very unique development, and this also has been successfully demonstrated and implemented in the field at various locations. And he will share the success stories and the real world applications. He will also share details of technologies related to lignocellulosic biomass treatment and dry anaerobic digester and accelerated anaerobic composting technologies for conversion of organic solid waste and converting them to nutrient-rich soil conditioner. The third presentation will be on production of biofuels from used cooking oil or non-edible oils and agroforestry waste, which will be by team from CSIR IIP Dehradun, led by Dr. Neeraj, Dr. Pankaj, and Dr. Salim. They are going to share developments related to advanced catalytic and hydroprocessing routes for producing biodiesel and sustainable aviation fuel from waste feedstocks and scale up of these technologies and real world applications. Then the last technical presentation will be on sustainable resource recovery through on-site wastewater treatment through an innovative approach developed by CSIR NIIST Trivandrum. This will be presented by Dr. Krishna Kumar, and he will cover the unique decentralized on-site wastewater treatment system wherein the nutrient and water recovery are the focus. And again, this also has been successfully demonstrated and implemented in the field. These systems have been successfully demonstrated in multiple rural and urban settings for ensuring safe reuse of water and also nutrient recycling. So we'll see that these technical presentations will be followed by also stakeholders perspective, wherein the experiences from various user agencies, the users agencies which have used or where these technological developments have been implemented and they are continuously using it, they will share their experiences and feedback related to these technological developments. And also the licensee of our CSIR technologies are also going to share their views in the form of video clips and all. The stakeholders' perspective will be followed by the question and answer session. So we can have some questions depending on the time availability from the participants who have joined to make it more interactive and more participatory. And finally, the session will be concluded by the summary and way forward by Dr. MP Patil from CSIR Navy. So this is whole about the session flow and session overview, the structure of the session. And I once again welcome you all, and let us dive deep into these presentations and technical deliberations and see how CSR technologies are and scientific solutions are helping the global community and the industries to overcome the environmental challenges and to preserve the ecosystem. So thank you very much. So with this, we'll move to the technical session, and the first presentation will be by Dr. Lal Singh on rejuvenation or contaminated land through eco-restoration techniques for ecological sustainability. So I hand over the podium to Dr. Lal Singh.
Thank you, Dr. Amit sir and chairman of the session. So we will discuss the rejuvenation of degraded contaminated land through eco-restoration techniques for ecological sustainability. As we know, in our country, we have 329 million hectares land. We have 329 million hectares land, in which 21.03% is the forest. As we discuss in detail, we have 94 million hectares of land, which is the category, the causes. Just we can see due to the surface erosion is the major problems, man-made. So one of the man-made problems which we have in our country, one of the fly ash. Fly ash is a we have more than 200 100 thermal power stations in our country, which are having more than 125,000 hectares of land, in which we are producing the electricity through thermal power stations. But after using the electricity, the remaining part is when we burn the coal on the 400 to 800 degrees centigrade, then remaining part is the coal that fly ash. It is the decanted out through water and it is settled down near the system. So these types of the degradation we have in our country. So after degradation, this is the problem to the surroundings environment. It is the major environmental challenging problems to the country, because it is having a lot of heavy metals and the contamination the surrounding environment. Generally, it is settled down in the low-lying areas known as the tailing ponds. In that, if long-term basis it will be kept as such in the tailing pond, it can create the problem to the surrounding peoples, and silicosis, fibrosis, bronchitis, cause of carcinogenic growth due to long-term exposure, as well as it can affect the flora and fauna and loss of the biodiversity. Also impact the soil pollution, soil erosion, water pollutions, and so CSIR NEERI has developed one technology known as eco-rejuvenation technology. Through that technology, we can easily solve the steps of the contaminated fly ash dumps contaminated problems in a very easy way. So this is eco-rejuvenation technology totally based on the 6 parameters which we have: site-specific plant species, physical, chemical, and microbiological parameters, bacteria and fungi. After that, organic waste according to our requirement at the sites. After that, we prepare the process and design, and we implemented this technology in a huge level in different as per the problem based. So this is one of the problems which we have discussed. This is the fly ash dumps area. These are the fly ash dumps area. In that dump area, there is no organic matters, only inorganic problems which we have discussed. This is the fly ash dumps area. These are the fly ash dumps area. In that dump area, there is no organic matters, only inorganic elements. It is a fast growing species in the world. In a favorable condition, up to 1 meter height can come within 24 hours in a day in a favorable condition. So the species which we have used, it is very favorable to the surroundings environment. It is locally available in the surroundings areas. So by using this species, just you can have the pictures in the dust within 6 months. By using this eco-rejuvenation technology, saplings, mycorrhiza, and consortia, we got more than 8 to 10 feet height within 6 months of the period, or within 2 years, we achieved more than 50 feet heights by using this technology on the dumps, fly ash dump sites. So only one-time investment to the industries as well as villager investors, and direct benefit in a long-term basis to control of the soil erosion, development of the humus topsoil buildup, control of air pollution, as well as we can use as a wind breakers. And it has a huge CO2 sequestration capacity and biodiversity conservation value. And within a short period of time, it can bind the surface erosion easily. So not only this is the sites, just we can have a look. So this type of the sites, this is 0 days. Within 30 days, we have prepared as per the design which we have prepared the sites. So within 45 days, the site has prepared. Within 90 days, we achieve more than 8 to 10 feet sites within a short period of times. For this implementation of this technology on a huge level, we have used various self-help groups for implementation of this technology. So we have provided the employment and opportunity to local self-help groups at the surroundings area. So within a year, we have achieved more than 20 feet height as discussed in the same sites. Just you can see the same structure, and here the same structure. Here you can see within more than 20 feet heights we have achieved. And within 2 years, the same sites, just you can see in a bamboo forest, nothing was there. So we have reduced the soil pollution problems, air pollution problems, and we have stabilized the heavy metals, increase carbon sequestration capacity, and reduce the soil pollutions also. Within 2 years of period, just you can see here, these pictures, there are a lot of dust in the environments also. So we have all types of the dust and the other problems we have solved. So we are providing the solution to the industry as well as the society by using this technology and such types of the dump areas. So not only the such a above ground biomass we are developing, the below ground biomass we are also we are below ground biomass in the form of the rhizosphere. Just you can see fibrous root system 4 to 5 times more than if we compare it to the control conditions. Not only the below ground biomass, the above on the surface of the earth, the leaf litter is developing within 2 years. 5 to 10 centimeter leaf litter developed. When rainfall is there, then rain will come first, it will be entered on the litters, then it will go slowly in the rhizosphere, then the water will go earth porosity. So it is the best live filter bed media which we have developed. So through this technology problem, this is the here major problem was the surface erosion. That one pond was there, in that pond whatever the fly ash was there, generally it spread in that pond area. So we have checked within 2 years this problem. Just you can see here highline of the water totally transparent, and that same water is using the surroundings peoples or for the other purposes also. So not only the provide the solution to the industry as well as the society, the surroundings, farmers also facing a lot of problem for the dust in that area. So by developing this technology on the dumps area, we have provided the clear-cut solution to the surroundings farmers. Now they are doing the agriculture crops, and they doesn't have any problem related to dust problem on their agriculture crops. So they are getting more benefits. So according to sites, the problem is different. According to problems, we provide the solution through this technology in the different parts of the country. So generally within 4 years of period, we are releasing more than 98 ton oxygen in the environment, and we are sequestering more than 37 ton of the CO2 sequestration capacity and more than 74 tons of the biomass in terms of above and below grounds by using this technology. So this is the benefits we are achieving within a short period of time. So we are providing solution to industry as well as the society. So not only we are developing the biomass, releasing oxygen, we are also creating the environment and habitat for the bird diversity as well as the other diversity, butterfly, dancefly, spiders, mesofauna, and totally ecological interactions is available at the site. So all types of data we are taking. So for developing this technology in a huge levels, generally we have used self-help group. We are providing the training to the self-help group, and also the guideline how they will plant the plants, and with the help of the industry and CSIR NERI is providing the microcredit in terms of they are uplifting their economy and day-to-day use they are using through that technology, because they are getting benefit through that technology. They are learning the techniques or training from the NERI, and they are getting benefit. Also that self-help group, the supporting the land restoration and climate resilience, or solving the emerging environmental problem from the environment in the surrounding industries. So this technology we have already implemented in different parts of the states of the India. More than 7 states we have already implemented it in more than 15 hectares of the lands which is contaminated into fly ash dumps and the manganese mine dumps and the landslides problems, and other is the other surface erosion problem, village community degraded land in several parts. We are already implemented this technology. So this is not the solution for the India, for the at the global level. That technology can be spread wherever the problem existing. So this technology is providing all types of ecosystem services, provisioning services in terms of the direct benefits, cultural services in terms of the developing the bamboo oxygen parks on the such type of degraded land, regulating services, the carbon sequestration and other, and supporting services, ecological succession, habitat creations. So this is the clear-cut solution to the industry as well as the society by developing this technology degraded and contaminated lands. So thank you all of you for the.
So we are going to have a combined question and answer session at the end of all the presentations. So we'll move to the next presentation for today's session by Dr. Rao. Dr. Rao, please.
Yeah, can you see my slides?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, CSIR NEERI team and others for giving us this opportunity. Today I'll be talking about biomethanation and beyond, integration, science, technology, and solution to meet sustainable development for net zero. That is the topic of my presentation today. So all of you know that this waste management being a big issue. Solid waste management is a big issue in cities, urban or local, and all the parts of the living places. So, but we see, look at this waste also. So most of the waste is what is being dumped into and going to the landfills is wet waste. So wet waste management is very, very critical. That is where we took the lead to develop a solution for this wet waste actually. So the wet waste generally consists, majority of this municipal solid waste consists of wet waste. Wet waste is in the range of around 40 to 50%, and it is highly biodegradable. But unfortunately in India, the segregation is very, very poor, and everything is being taken in big containers to the landfill sites. So in that context, what we thought is that so where we have to treat this waste there where there is generated. So treatment at source, and anaerobic digestion is the one technique which can be used very efficiently for the decentralized management of waste, and not only decentralized, it is very efficient. Not only efficient, it will be remunerative. So efficient, not only efficient, it will be remunerative. So that is how whole game plan has been. And in this, we know, all of us know that Europeans have developed very great designs for the centrifugation of solid waste, biomethanation reactors, and their treatment schemes are very high in capacity. But in India, but no, it is these the schemes are not applicable. But whereas we can take the clue that the digester designs are very advanced in nature, so we thought that we will develop a digester design in contrast to the existing designs available for this gobar gas plants, conventional digester, which are actually great failure, except for the biomass, that is like cattle manure, etc., are lower capacities. That's why, because of a variety of scum formation and other issues, without mixing, these are working. That is the reason why these are failure actually. So we developed a aerated digester, and digester name is called anaerobic gas lift reactor. This is very good. We have patented it also, and it is not only good in terms of it is a two-stage anaerobic digestion, and ammonia emission control mechanism is incorporated, actually very compact, low treatment, low footprint area it occupies, and we will get very biomanure and high quality biogas. Generally in conventional digesters we are getting around 50-52% methane, but whereas we are getting here 60 to 65% methane. And these are all very cost effective and robust actually. Once a ITI operator also can operate these plants, such robustness is very important. And that is how we have developed this technology. And as I told you, what we have done is that we have actually attacked where there is a segregated biodegradable organic waste is available. For example, like kitchens and all, institutional kitchens, large kitchens, for example, community kitchens. So Akshay Patra Foundation, they have got around 70 kitchens across India, and most of the places approximately 1 ton of food waste is generated. Food waste, I mean, is cooked and uncooked food waste combined together actually. So we have addressed, we started first working with them actually, and we demonstrated a 1 ton plant at a place called Bellary in Karnataka, and it found to be very, very attractive. And the payback period of this plant is only 3.5 years actually. They are generating around 140 to 150 meter of biogas, which can replace 60 kg of LPG. So their entire cooking needs are met using this biogas, and therefore it found very attractive, remunerative for them. Earlier they are spending 1,000 rupees for disposing. Now they are getting very good revenue, and a small one operator, very skilled operator, is operating the entire plant. With that initiative, almost as on chance today, we have installed around 15 plants across the Akshapatra Foundation, and all of them are working in the capacity of around 500 kg per day to almost 2 ton per day. So our next process of identification of segregated waste we have done is that actually we identify there are approximately around 1,000 market yards available in India. Each state approximately minimum 10 to 15 market yards. In bigger cities like Hyderabad, there are around 8 market yards in Hyderabad. So we have targeted them and we started working with them and actually installing this market visible waste, wherein we have generated around 400 to 500 meter cube biogas, in which 100 meter cube is utilized for replacing LPG. 40 biogas we use it for generating off-grid power, and the power is given to the same market yard for lighting purposes. And that became very successful. Even Honorable Prime Minister of India also mentioned about this plant in Man Ki Baat, and that is how actually the success has been again implemented in 4 more plants in Telangana, in Hyderabad itself. 3 places at 500 kg per day, another place Gudi Malkapur, it is at 5 tons per day. So this became a very successful model wherever the decentralized waste. So these plants can be implemented, and we have also implemented this plant for slaughterhouse, neutral bunks, where there is this CNG sold, it can be replaced with the CBG. So in this the again also we have developed a dry anaerobic digester, and the funding is done by Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited, and patented this technology, and this was technology is demonstrated. A pilot plant is continuously being operated for the past 1 year. Honorable our Minister, Science and Technology Minister, Dr. Jitendra Singh ji inaugurated this plant. Now we are licensing technology to several players who are working in the field of this. And we have worked with the rice husk and rice straw. Both the feed stocks is working very well, giving 250 to 350 meter cube per ton of the biogas. Very good biogas yield we are getting. And thirdly, when these biogas plants are becoming very, very costly, we developed an anaerobic accelerated composition technology for the conversion of this water hyacinth and as a little smaller amounts of organic waste wherever leaves, weeds are available, will be converted into soil conditioner using anaerobic accelerated composting, very cheaper alternative. And around 50 plants have been installed in Telangana and allied areas. Different communities also we installed this plant. They are all functioning very well. And approximately for every 250 kg of wet waste, we are getting 50 to 70 kg of dry manure, soil conditioner, depending upon the characteristics of the waste. They are being sold to the farmers very, very aggressively. In fact, I saw another community, gated community, also implemented for this dry leaves and all. And the appreciation came from this none other than Greater authorities of Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation. And we have also cleaned lakes. What are the polluted lakes in Hyderabad? And whatever water is growing, we have removed it to the shore using, and we have actually improved the oxygenation by using floating aerators. The water hyacinth is converted into again using accelerated composition to soil conditioner. And these are the floating aerators, the clean lakes actually, where it has been done in the vicinity of Hyderabad. Around 5-6 lakes we have completed, and still orders are coming. Now I would like to show one video where you can observe the complete processing of this market with visible waste.
The market yard operated by the Agriculture Produce Market Committees are the major hub for fruit and vegetable farmers to sell their produce to wholesale and retail traders. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Vegetable Market, operated by the Department of Agriculture, is the biggest in Hyderabad, where approximately 8 to 12 tons of waste is generated on a daily basis. This waste is disposed of to landfills by spending rupees 30 to 40 lakh per annum as tipping fee to municipal corporation and the waste collection agencies. greenhouse gas emissions is one of the greatest concerns due to the landfilling of this waste. CSIR IICT has developed a novel high-rate biomethanation technology based on anaerobic gas lift reactor for the conversion of organic waste to biogas and biomanure. To valorize the waste in the market, CSIR IICT as technology provider, Department of Biotechnology as project funder, Department of Agriculture Market as project beneficiary, and Ahuja Engineering Services as the project executing company has installed a 10-ton per day biogas plant in the market. The Department of Agriculture has invested ₹1 crore towards civil works, and the Department of Biotechnology has granted ₹2 crores towards plant installation. The installation and commissioning of the plant in the market was completed in a span of 1 year. The plant operates like a closed loop system where all the waste, about 10 tons per day, is collected and transported to the in-house biogas plant facility in the market. The market waste is then crushed, shredded, and made into slurry by the addition of water. The slurry is then incubated in the feed preparation tank, followed by its pumping to the main reactors for the generation of biogas via biomethanation process. About 400 to 500 cubic meter of biogas is generated every day from the plant, which is converted to 500 units of electricity, and the remaining biogas is used to replace about 30 kg of LPG in the canteen. The electricity generated from the plant is used for street lighting, operation of the cold storage facility as well as the plant. The liquid manure generated from the plant is sold as fertilizer to the farmers in the same market. Within a span of 20 months, about 3,664 tons of waste is treated, which resulted in the generation of 1,27,000 cubic meter of biogas, which is converted to 75,700 kilowatts of electricity and 16,400 kg of LPG is replaced. Due to the installation of this biogas plant in the market yard, a tremendous decrease in the expenditure is observed, which makes this biogas plant a remunerative model. Further, the plant has generated an employment to 8 people who operate the plant. The successful operation of the plant and completion of the project has been well received by the state and central governments. This project has been appraised by the Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, in his Mann Ki Baat. Further, the Governor of Telangana state visited the plant and applauded the joint efforts taken up by IICT and Department of Agriculture Marketing in making this project a grand success and setting it as a positive example to other vegetable markets not only in Telangana state but also in other states.
Thank you, Dr. Rao, for showing us a very interesting example and how simple science can be put into use for the benefit of society. Thank you very much. So we'll now move to third presentation of today's session, which will be by CSIR IIP, Indian Institute of Petroleum. I request Team IIP to initiate the presentation and upload the slides.
Good afternoon to all of you as per Indian Standard Time. IIP is focusing on the presentation for the production of biofuel from UCO and non-edible oil and agroforestry waste and its implementation. As far as the production of biodiesel by using IIP process is concerned, we are making biodiesel as ground fuel and SAF, sustainable aviation fuel, as jet fuel for aircraft. Apart from this, utilization of agroforest waste, especially as pine needle, by using briquetting, as bio generic industrial waste, as in northern hilly part of India, fire used to come, forest fire used to come, especially in the summer season. As far as biodiesel market in comparison as global as well as in India, it shows that in India especially, we are focusing on non-edible oil as well as UCO as compared to the global market, because we don't want to create a food versus fuel fight. So in vegetable oils, we can focusing on more on non-edible oil. And if we compare the Indian biodiesel market as per our national biofuel policy launched 2018 on World Biofuel Day. So if we are as per the biofuel policy, we are targeting 5% blending by 2030. Means the demand of diesel is around 100 million ton. So we need around 5 million ton of the biodiesel to achieve our biofuel policy targets. For this 5% blending, we are focusing non-edible oil, different non-edible oil which are regionally placed, like in Chhattisgarh, Jaitropa, Mahua, and Karanja in Uttarakhand region. We have identified several feedstocks based on the local region, and especially for the UCO, MOPNG, Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, launched a RUCO mission, repurpose use cooking oil, and it has been observed that around 2 to 3 million ton production of 2 to 3 million ton availability of the feedstock is available as far as UCO is concerned. So if we see the unique CSIR IIP room temperature process, and if we compare the conventional process, we found in the conventional process, we need to heat the mixture of the methanol and the vegetable oil or the UCO at 65-degree temperature, which is the boiling point of the methanol. But in our process, it is very energy saving process, and you need only mild stirring 2 to 3 minutes and without any heating. So if we compare from the conventional process, it used to take time around 2 to 3 hours. But in our process, the reaction occurs only within 5 minutes. So, and it is due to the our patented solvent, which is developed by CSIR IIP. And based on this process, we have commercialized at CBD Raipur in 2021. And one more unit has been installed last year in Uttarakhand at Kashipur. So this model makes the process very economical, and in such a way that we have developed on the basis of this process, we have developed a mobile unit which can go to any restaurant, hotels, and collect their UCO and get it converted back into biodiesel. As far also, it can go to any farmer's field and their non-edible oil can be converted into biodiesel. And in this process, especially two type of process we have developed based on room temperature process. One is drop and dry model, in which mobile unit will be can go, and one is the centralized model, in which the all UCO or non-edible oil will come to the centrally placed venue, and then it is converted into biodiesel as well as UCO at centralized place. As far as this process are concerned, the life cycle analysis of our room temperature biodiesel show 80% less greenhouse emission as if you compare it from the conventional process, and it is already aligned with the national biofuel policy launched by MOPNG, and also empowerment of the rural population. And this 50-liter mobile unit can be used as such. The production of this mobile unit can be used as such for tractor and agricultural equipment, especially for the rural population. As far as the properties of biodiesel produced from our room temperature biodiesel process can meet all the critical properties out of 28 parameters specified by BIS 1567. As I told that all the feedstock have been explored based on the different regions, and especially we focused on the feedstock available in the Uttarakhand region, and especially used cooking oil. We have developed a supply chain for used cooking oil with the help of our local NGO, SDC Foundation, which is not only supplying the UCO biodiesel as well as for the waste plastic bank, by which we are converting waste plastic into other fuels depending on the type of the catalyst. And this mobile unit will be demonstrated in the coming parliament session, and we are sure that 4 to 5 units will be installed by March 2026 or by December 2026. Especially if we see the progress of our room temperature biodiesel process, we have started the Ruko Express on December 2029, and till March 2025, we have collected 80,000 liters of UCO with the help of our NGO, and that plant which have been installed at Kashipur in Uttarakhand region, we are running institute buses with the 5% blend, and this unit we have installed at CBD Raipur in 2021, which will be well explained in the stakeholder session. And these are the demonstration and awareness of the UCOs that it is health hazardous. After 3 frying, the TPA content goes on increasing. So people should be aware that after 3 frying, they have to stop the using of recycling of the cooking oil, and it should go for the production of biodiesel as well as SAF. If we see the economics of the process and we compare from the conventional process, we found that the cost of the plant is very little, almost 10% of the conventional plant. This 50 liter per batch plant is the drop and drive model. Rest are the centralized, as I explained. And if we goes on increasing the capacity of the plant, the payback period will also come down. And we assume that the feedstock price of UCO in India around $0.50 per liter, and biodiesel around $1.1 per liter. And the manufacturing costs include the oil catalyst, ethanol, as well as our patented solvent. So, and the glycerol, which is the byproduct, and is sellable around $0.50 per kg to the cosmetic industry.
Another important process which has been developed by CSIR IP is sustainable aviation fuel process. So the main driving force is the mandate from CORSIA, which is going to be compulsory after 2027. So in India, the ATF consumption is approximately 8.6 million tons. So even India is targeting 1% blending from 2027. It will become around 30 million gallons, and it is a reasonable amount of sustainable aviation fuel is required. CSIR IP has worked in the same line and developed a process. And the present global SAF price is, as per IATA information, is $2.4 US per kg, and which is expected to rise sharply when this blending mandate is increased from 2027 from 1% and to higher blending percentages. Moreover, the market is expanding at very high rate, that the CAGR value is 44.5%. So approximately you can see from the graph up to 2050, approximately 600 million barrels of SAF is required. Right now we are in 2025, which currently producing globally approximately 9 million tons of SAF per year. So there is a huge demand of sustainable aviation fuel. In the same line, CSIR IP has thought that this opportunity is very good to develop such process, and CSIR IP has developed this process. Coming to this slide, this is a simplified process diagram of CSIR IP process. We call it single step HEFA process, hydroprocess esters and fatty acid. The primary feedstocks for this process is used cooking oil. As you have seen in the earlier slides that how this used cooking oil is not good for health, and it should be actually used for production of either biodiesel or sustainable aviation fuel. Because if you are using that used cooking oil for the production of fuel, it will not only help you in maintaining your health, but will also reduce the carbon footprint. And the CSIR IP process has been marketed and trade named as DILSA process, drop-in liquid sustainable aviation and automotive fuel. So if you can see from the slide, there are 3 to 4 stages of this particular process. The first stage is the pre-treatment of the process, where all kinds of oil, including vegetable oil, used cooking oil, animal fats, as well as waste oils from palm refinery like palm fatty acid distillate and palm estrin could be used as a feedstock. And these oils inherently contains metals and it has to be removed so as to increase the catalyst life. Also, these metals can get entrained and get into the sustainable aviation fuel, which can deteriorate the sustainable aviation fuel property. So in the first step, these metals are removed. And then in the next step, there is a single reactor patented catalyst by CSIR IP. That the process has been developed since 2010, almost 10 years and 10 to 14 years. And the process has been scaled from laboratory scale to TRL level 6 at this stage. The another reactant along with oil is the hydrogen. So almost 3% hydrogen is consumed for the conversion of triglyceride, that is vegetable oil, into hydrocarbons. Maximum sustainable aviation fuel, CSIR has optimized up to 55% for used cooking oil as feedstock, while it could be further like for 60% for palm-based feedstock. And the other products are light gases, which is mostly green LPG, the naphtha, which is a gasoline fraction, which could be used as a reformer feedstock and further converted into aviation gasoline or normal gasoline and could be used in a normal motorbike or cars. And the sustainable aviation fuel and the green diesel are the main product. Sustainable aviation fuel meets all the properties defined by ASTM, but it has certain aromatics. That's why CSIR IP process is in further ASTM evaluation in the final stage, and we are expecting balloting in the next year. So the diesel which is produced as a co-product, it could be maximized up to 75%, and it is a very high cetane number. Generally, the crude-based diesel has cetane number only up to 50. So it has a cetane more than 100, and it could be used as a cetane additive with low property diesel. It could be used as a blending feedstocks. Coming to the process economics, the CSIR IP process being a single step process, HEFA process, while globally the available processes are two-step HEFA process, are little bit more capital intensive. So the minimum selling price of CSIR IP process is of approximately 1.2 USD per liter, which is 1.5x of normal ATF price. I have earlier told that the global SAF is $2.5 per liter, which is approximately 3 to 4x of normal crude-based aviation fuel. Coming to the achievement of CSIR IP process, CSIR IP has a pilot plant facility which produces almost 30 liters of SAF per day. And with that SAF, we have produced almost 600 liters of sustainable aviation fuel for SpiceJet. And a demonstration flight happened between Dehradun to Delhi, and 4 union cabinet ministers have welcomed this flight. Almost 25% of sustainable aviation fuel was blended in one of the engine, and all the engine parameters were satisfactory within the limit. So this was a great achievement by CSIR IP. Then further, CSIR IP pilot plant produces almost 14,000 liters of sustainable aviation fuel, of which 9,000 liters of sustainable aviation fuel was sent to Indian Air Force, and Indian Air Force has used this sustainable aviation fuel to use it in the multiple aircraft like AN-32 aircraft and Dornier aircraft. AN-32 aircraft, almost 65 hours of flight happened, while on Dornier aircraft approximately 25 hours of flight happened. With Dornier aircraft and AN-32 aircraft, the CSIR IP produced sustainable aviation fuel was showcased at the Republic Day flight past on 26 January 2019 and 2024. And many other flights happened, like high altitude landing which happened at Leh, which you can see from the bottom photograph, the left hand side. The center one is the AN-32 aircraft of the Republic Day fly past on 2019, while Republic Day fly past on 2024, the Dornier aircraft you can see on the right and bottom side. The salient feature of CSIR IP process that it is a feed agnostic process, single reactor process, which is otherwise I already told that the globally available HEFA process happens in 2 steps. Potentially, since CSIR IP process has an inherent aromatics with sustainable aviation fuel, so it can go up to 75% or even beyond. And the globally, the HEFA process is only approved up to 50% blending approval. CSIR IP SAF is under consideration for ASTM approval. And based on the process of CSIR IP, we have installed a 1 TPD plant at Gujarat for green diesel production. Also, for Indian Air Force aircraft, CEMILAC, which is an approving authority, has approved 10% of CSIR IP sustainable aviation fuel to be blended in Indian aircraft, and they have also provided a provisional clearance, and the final clearance is in the process. The demonstration plant based on CSIR IP process is planned of the capacity to 9,000 tons per annum, and we are expecting even sooner than 2027. Right now, we are expecting by 2026 the first commercial plant based on CSIR IP process. Another selling point CSIR IP process emission. Like I have told about you, CORSIA. The CORSIA have given various default values for all the globally available sustainable aviation fuel production processes. So if we are talking about used cooking oil conversion via HEFA process, the default value is 13.5, which you can see the orange graph, that 13.9. And the CSIR IP process is being a single step and low energy intensive. It is 17% lower than the default CORSIA value. And since most of this life cycle emission comes from the hydrogen feed being used, hydrogen as a co feed is being used. So if we replace this renewable non-renewable hydrogen by renewable hydrogen, like PEM based electrolysis or solar hydrogen, this could be further reduced from 11.5 to 2, which is approximately 88% lower than the default CORSIA value. This means even 1 liter of sustainable aviation fuel produced from CSIR IP process will be more valuable in terms of CO2 mitigation compared to other available process. Just for your information, the baseline value for CORSIA baseline LCA value for Jet A1 is 89. So we are going from 89 to value 2 with CSIR IP process. Another important work which has been done by CSIR IP is the briquetting of pine needles, and this was really important because in India, particularly in the north region, hilly regions, where is the problem of forest fires. So CSIR IP has started this initiative where pine needles are briquetted, and the farmers and the villagers has been trained so that they can handle this particular machine and produce almost industrial size scale pine needles, and these needles are being transported to nearby industry like Muzaffarnagar and all. Approximately
गांव के प्रधान और उज्ज्वला महिला समूह के अध्यक्ष होने के नाते यह कह सकती हूँ कि वर्तमान परियोजना के माध्यम से महिलाएं जो है सशक्त भी हो रही हैं और आत्मनिर्भर भी बन रही हैं। इससे साथ ही साथ वनाग्नि माध्यम से पर्यावरण की बहुत बड़ी मदद हुई।
First, the pine needles are finely crushed. Then the women themselves make briquettes from them. In this way, the scheme is providing employment for 5 people. These briquettes are then delivered to a nearby industry where they are used in boilers.
Biogenic fuel बनाया, जो कि कैलोरीफिक वैल्यू में कोयले के बराबर ही ऊर्जा प्रदान करता है, और जिससे आसपास के जितने भी इंडस्ट्रीज हैं, कम्युनिटी किचन्स हैं, या जो दूध डेयरी इंडस्ट्रीज हैं, उन सब लोगों को एक अल्टरनेट फ्यूल मिल रहा है, जिससे ना सिर्फ सेम ऊर्जा मिलेगी, बट उससे CO2 का उत्सर्जन भी नहीं होगा।
In this way, by finding a market and fair pricing, the unit will become self-sufficient in the future, and nearby industries will also gain access to an efficient and inexpensive fuel.
उन्होंने इसमें पेरोल चलवाया था भट्टे में, और वो उसने सही काम करा था, उसका धुआं भी कम हुआ था, और सर कोयले का भी काम करा, हीट की क्वालिटी भी ठीक रही थी।
Thus, the project succeeded in achieving both its goals, providing employment to people and protecting the forests from fire.
माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी का ये उनका निर्देशन था, उनका सपना था कि इस तरह से पहाड़ों में यूनिट्स को स्थापित किया जाए, जिससे जंगल की आग से लेके दावानल से लेके एक एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप का ब्रिकेटिंग का एक बड़ा मॉडल हो। तो धन्यवाद IIT और कॉस्ट के साथ जुड़ने के लिए इस प्रयास के लिए ये बड़ी पहल की तरफ हम लोग अग्रसर हैं और पूरे हिमालयी राज्यों में और पूरे उत्तराखंड के लिए जहां पर भी इस तरह का बायोमास है उसके लिए ये अपने आप में सार्थक समाधान सिद्ध हुआ है। बहुत बहुत नमस्कार।
Thank you, everyone.
So thank you, Team IIP, for sharing their developments related to another example of waste to wealth, and that to a very high-end application of sustainable aviation fuel.
Sure.
Yeah, so we have Mr. Declan also joined from UNGA. Dr. Krishna Kumar, can we have some address from Mr. Declan? After that, we will take your presentation.
Yeah, please.
Mr. Declan.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Thank you for joining, and you may please share your. Thank you. Thank you.
A visit to Asia. I'm delighted to be here, and of course, I mean my comments will be directed towards the orientation of the Science Summit, and as we have over the last couple of years had a wonderful collaboration with the CSIR, and I think this is a particularly auspicious time. Of course, we live in a complex world. I don't think that needs any more comment from me. However, I think this affords us a new opportunity to work and to collaborate together. More specifically, I mean, what I would like to highlight is that this year, the United Nations during the General Assembly, which technically began on Tuesday, but the high-level week, as you will know, takes place the week beginning Monday, the 22nd of September. And that's going to be important because it will address the post-SDG agenda. And the post-SDG agenda is currently being considered under the term of reference of the Act for the Future, which was a document launched last year. And broadly, of course, that looks at everything in terms of the orientation of the United Nations, but it's specifically what it looks at is the orientation then, and what will replace the Sustainable Development Goals. And I suppose my observations around that would be that there is a science chapter in the Pact for the Future, which we're obviously very delighted about. I think it's a good foundation. But more generally, I'm of the view that the Pact for the Future and preparations for the post-SDG agenda need very much to take greater consideration of science from the however you want to call it, the South, the global South, the global majority. And that's why I think this particular meeting and the others organised by CSIR are very, very important opportunity to highlight the scientific excellence that is there, and look into that in a global context. So I think one context to be aware of then is the UN process. But what I would like to highlight then is the importance then of a global perspective within that. And I often say that the United Nations and the meetings we are convening here in the context of the General Assembly in person in New York on the week of the 22nd, I think it is a very good opportunity, of course, to bring together and reflect on cooperation and collaboration. But I think that we have to be also very mindful of, well, how does science happen, really, I suppose is one way of looking at it. And from my perspective, I'm very, very concerned to focus on the enabling policy environment for science and look at the environment of broadly regulations which impact science. Now, these are very, very broad issues. I appreciate that. However, in the work that I do, I see a huge opportunity to bring forward evidence bases to policymakers and policy making in a really global sense. So to that extent, we need to use the United Nations to advance a science agenda, one that advocates, as I said, a much greater degree of cooperation and collaboration. But how does this cooperation collaboration take place? It relies on, as I said, an enabling environment, for policies and enabling environment for regulations. And there's also the matter of funding, which I'll come to in a second. But also in the regulatory area, as you will know, last year the United Nations published the AI Digital Compact, and I think this is another example of various attempts around the world, and I won't go into all of them, but the United Nations, as I put forward, the Digital Compact idea, which I think is hugely important in raising awareness and introducing a greater sensitivity around AI, of course. But then again, I'm speaking about my commitment to the United Nations process. And I also would like to highlight that, in that, the United Nations is not a legislator and the United Nations is not a regulator. So therefore, who makes the policies and who makes the regulations? So you need to be conscious of this. And this is where the focus comes back to the member states. And again, I'm saying this because I see a greater participation of scientists and scientific leadership in this space. I'm not calling it a political space, but I am calling it a policy making space. And this is hugely, hugely important. And we need to see this a lot more. So then going back to AI, then you have the United Nations process, Digital Compact, promoting the awareness of that. And I think that's very, very important. However, also be very mindful that the European Union is advancing its regulatory approach for artificial intelligence in the AI Act. Now, of course, I'm speaking as a European, but I say to my European partners and say to European legislators that they're doing this in isolation. They're not doing it in consultation with global partners. And I think this is a very, very important dimension, and one that I really feel is going to matter in future. So how AI regulation impacts science is something that we want to take forward to the policy and political level during the Science Summit this year. Very, very important. But again, we're doing that in a complex world, and I've instanced one or two examples of what I mean, but there are many, many other examples. And I would really, as an overview, I would really look to CSIR's leadership in this space, and CSIR's example and ability to translate its scientific initiatives into policy recommendations and measures, not just in India, but at a global level. Now, I've spoken about the United Nations process. I'll just speak briefly about the European Union process, because when we talk about the implementation at national level, it's very important that we do focus on countries, or rather blocks of countries. So you may be aware that the United Nations in early July this year convened the Financing for Development Summit, which took place in Seville in Spain. And we were there advocating the importance of including science when the United Nations talks about the next decade of financing for development. And I think this would be a particularly august opportunity to reflect on that, because here again, I've mentioned the enabling regulatory environment and some comments on the policy environment. But of course, then we do need, science needs funding, of course. And I think this is becoming, and again, I try not to look at these things in terms of good or bad, but one thing that came very strongly through at the Seville summit was the private sector presence in terms of financing development. One example would be digital public infrastructure in developing nations. Now, these are early stage conversations, are very, very complex conversations, but I do think there's in my view, from the evidence I've seen, is that there are new discussions, additional discussions beyond the traditional government funding and the traditional private sector ROI model. There's a more sophisticated models of investment, and we need to understand those. And I think we need to advance science in terms of informing these discussions and debates. And again, I stress they are very, very complex. They're very global. They're very nascent in that they're just beginning. But I think there's a realization that you need to talk about policy, one needs to consider regulation, one needs to consider funding in tandem when talking about science, and not just one or the other. So we felt that conversation is very, very important, and we want to build visibility around that. And then maybe just by coincidence, you may be aware that the European Union is preparing its multi-annual framework, its budget for the next 10 years. And I think this is just a good context. It's and forgive the Euro bias, but I am trying to bring a global sense. And I think specifically with what the European Union is doing at the moment, it is discussing its 10-year budget, and in that there's a lot about global science, global approaches, and over the next 18 months, there's going to be a policy discussion. So what I'm trying to do is build alignment between the dialogue at the United Nations level for science and then other dialogues, including we have one with Brazil, we have one with Japan and the European Union, and seeing how to approximate the aspirations of the the United Nations in terms of the SDGs and the post-SDG agenda, the post-2030 agenda, and what that means, and then how that can be implemented. And of course, implementation takes the enabling environments that I talk about, including funding. So what we want to do this year is we want to promote this discussion and awareness within the context of the European Union's budget, and we hope that the CSIR will be able to contribute to that, not just in terms of access to project funding. I'm not that happens later. It's happened already, and you'll be familiar with that. But I'm now talking about the opportunity to build greater visibility for science, and as I said, promote alignment, and within that, showcasing, and as I said, over the last couple of years in the sessions enabled by and presented by CSIR, I mean, really tremendous science that has, in my view, a huge global application. So I want to use the meeting here this morning to, I suppose, share my message on alignment for global partnerships. And of course, we, as I mentioned, without getting into the politics of what's going on in the United Nations or elsewhere, but I do feel it's a very good opportunity to look at how we can realign and build stronger and better collaborations across borders, across continents, perhaps in ways that haven't been enabled hitherto. So with that, really, I would just like to share my and the other colleagues. And please, we don't want to see this meeting as just one event. We feel it's very much a process, and we really want to work with you to disseminate the information around the meeting. But as I said, over the next 18 months, there will be many policy dialogues, and we want to make sure that you are part of those, whether they are at the United Nations, the European Union. In later November, we will have the G20 presidency of South Africa. And again, as far as science is concerned, we consider this an additional opportunity to promote this global alignment with leadership coming from other parts of the world that haven't been perhaps recognized hitherto, or recognized to the extent that they need to be. And of course, science is a human endeavor. It's the scientists who are the activists here. So we want to make sure everything from access to visas, in addition to the issues that I've mentioned, and including a stronger, better, and more advanced policy environment, are enabled and supported. And the evidence you're presenting here today, I think, is a very, very important contribution to that. So with that said, I shall leave you now. And as I said, look forward to continuing the dialogue with. And it's, as I said, with Dr. Rama, it's always only ever been fruitful, and we want to continue in that, bringing forward new ideas, new evidence, and new ways to build much stronger enabling partnerships and collaborations. One other footnote: I've noticed in the last 18 months we've been cooperating more with the United Nations conventions, the COPs. You will know the COP on climate, which will take place in Brazil later this year, the COP on diversity, which takes place every year. So the next one is in Mongolia. The last one was in Saudi Arabia last year. And then next year also we have the biodiversity COP, which I believe will take place in Armenia and Yerevan. So, and with these contexts also, in my experience, a very, very important opportunity, as I said again, to build alignment and to advance science, so that the COPs aren't just political discussions. They are utilizing and basing the dialogue and outcomes on scientific evidence. In this case, in the areas, although we call it climate, we call it biodiversity, we call it desertification. These are all interlinked. As you will know much better than me, and that's why regulation around AI is so important, so that the enabling environment for data sharing, in every sense of that word, becomes truly global and truly open. I feel we're not there yet, certainly, and as I said, some countries have a tendency towards more regulation rather than inclusive approaches, and we need to ensure that the information from this meeting is shared with them, so that we can look to a much more collaborative in future together. So thank you so much for your wise words, so much for your commitment to this process, and we look forward to going forward together. Thank you so much. Thank you indeed.
So thank you, Mr. Jacqueline, for joining and for your crucial comments. Definitely, we will take it forward for future deliberations and actions. Thank you very much. So with this, we'll move to the last technical presentation for today's session, which will be by Dr. Krishna Kumar from CSIR NIIST. So Dr. Krishna Kumar, you may please start.
Yes. So my slide is visible, sir?
Yes.
Yeah. Good morning, Dr. Declan, and good evening to all. Thank you, CSIR International Division and NIRI, for coordinating this wonderful program. In this session, I'll be talking on sustainable resource recovery through on-site wastewater treatment system. So the focal point of my talk will be on water, which is a foundation for our life. It is important for agriculture, industry, and the maintenance of our ecosystem, where agriculture accounts around 72% of global freshwater withdrawal, and industry requirements is around 12%, that mostly include as a carrier.
Dr. Krishna Kumar, we are unable to hear you. Dr. Krishna Kumar, your audio is not audible.
Estimate.
Others can confirm whether they are able to hear it. Dr. Krishna Kumar?
No, we can't hear.
Oh.
I think some from net problem for him, I think. Krishna Kumar?
Dr. Krishna Kumar, you can unshare and then speak. We can share from our end. You can unshare the slides so that you will get a little more bandwidth.
Please.
So there appears to be some connectivity issue with Dr. Kishan Kumar. We are trying to resolve it. Please be with us.
It will be like the MP.
Mitch, we can't hear you.
Yeah, we are
Or can
unable
be
to hear
treated at
him.
the source of its origin, and different resources can be recovered. When you talk about the resource oriented in wastewater, say for example, if you consider sewage, 1,000 liters of sewage will contain organics in terms of COD or BOD around 300 to 600 milligram, nitrogen as ammonia or organic nitrogen from 40 to 60 milligram, phosphorus as inorganic phosphate or organic bond phosphorus from 5 to 12 milligram, sulfur as inorganic sulfate or organic sulfur as 10 to 20 milligram, and micronutrients 10 to 20 micrograms, and of course it is loaded with the pathogens. And we can recover bioenergy, nutrients, and minerals from these ingredients. Like from organics, definitely we can recover biogas. From nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur, and micronutrients, we can recover nutrients and minerals. That is how we move to resource-oriented treatment systems that ultimately lead to the achievement of different sustainable development goals like SDG 3, 6, 13, 14, 11, 12, 15, and 17. So in this scenario, CSIR NIST has developed a resource-oriented on-site wastewater treatment system, particularly for the small and medium establishment I have mentioned just now. So this is basically a combined anaerobic plus oxic and oxic treatment system. I have shown a schematic of the system here, in which on the left side of the screen you can see. So wastewater initially will be introducing into the anaerobic treatment system, where we have a special microbial culture or an engineered microbiome. Around 70% of the inlet COD in this wastewater will be recovering as biogas. And after that, we'll be introducing the wastewater directly into a cyclic oxic and oxic treatment system, where the residual organics and nutrients will be removed. And finally, the reused quality water will be discharged. In all these systems, in all these treatment modes, we'll be using a unique microbiome, particularly in the anaerobic as well as in the oxic and oxic process modules. So apart from reused quality water, biogas and organic manure, particularly fermented organic liquid manure, periodically you can recover. So if you look at the unique feature of this particular technology, in fact, this technology, we named it as NOVA, which stands for NIST On-Site Wastewater Treatment System. If you look at the very unique features of this technology, it will recover bioenergy through used quality water and organic manure. It employs unique microbiome and filter bed media, low capital and operational cost, high energy efficiency, around 0.26 kilowatt per kiloliter of water treatment. It eliminates frequent sludge disposal, which is a very serious problem for all the on-site aerobic treatment systems. But this system, we don't need to spend or waste or remove and dispose any secondary sludge. It's very compact and modular design with a space requirement of around 0.02 square foot per liter. It removes organics and nutrients. It is scalable and customized. It's compatible with the engineered wetland also. And it definitely contributes to achieve SDG goals like 6, 7, 11, 12, and 13. So on the left side, you can see a fabricated NOVA units where it's a fabricated unit, and this I have mentioned that we use a very specific media as filter bed support. Normally, in all the biological treatment system, the conventional practice is using plastic-based filter bed media for supporting the biofilm. We have completely avoided the plastic media, and in place of that, we are using a natural media where high lignin contain natural fibers we are using. You can see the related publication in this sector, and which has a very surface.
Those who are not speaking, please mute your microphones. Thank you.
Licensed by 12 companies, which is approved by Kerala State Sujitha Mission, which is a technical wing of the Kerala State government, which is seriously engaged in promoting these kind of technologies. This is highly promoted by Kerala Rural Water Supply and Sanitation Agency. And stakeholders in the stakeholder session, an official from the KSRW is Deputy Director will be talking, and the implementation of this technology is promoted through the local self-governed bodies, and currently installations of 2 units are happening at 2 district level hospitals, both at 25,000 liters per day. And field units are all the installed field units are working with the concurrence from the Kerala State Pollution Control Board.
We can hear somebody else other than the speaker. Can you please switch off your microphone? Thank you.
So these are some of the photos of the field installed Nova units. On the left side, you can see a 3 KLD Nova units, which is installed in a bakery unit. So the proprietor of this bakery unit will be talking in our stakeholder session. So we are treating around 3,000 liter wastewater daily. We're covering around 3,000 liter biogas and reuse quality water. And which is and the biogas what they recovered, they're directly using the industry for cooking purpose. And on the right side, you can see other installations. One 5 KLD unit which is installed in a bakery unit, and another 8 KLD unit installed in a starch factory, another 3 KLD unit in a small hotel. And as I said at the beginning, all these are on-site treatment system where previously the wastewater was disposed without any treatment, severely contaminating the surface and groundwater. But after the installation of these on-site treatment systems, they could recover resources like reuse quality water, biogas, and organic manure at the source of the wastewater, from the wastewater. So this will also help to enhance the public image of these industries. Otherwise, there's a very bad image of these industries because they are discharging these kind of environmental contaminants. So this is one big unit, around a 10,000 liter per day treatment unit, which is operational in our campus for the last 5 years. And the entire wastewater, around 10,000 liter generated from our canteen, we are continuously treating in this. And the treated water, we are directly using for garden purpose. I have given some technical details like the inlet COD is around 1,750 milligram, and the retention time of the anaerobic module was around 12 hours. And the COD removal is around 70% that we are recovering it as biogas. And in the aerobic module, some technical details also I have shown here. You can see the installation cost. It will be around 5 lakh rupees for the entire installation, which is much lesser when you compare the other technologies in the market. And the operation cost will be hardly around 30 rupees per liter, and the AMC will be 2.5% of the capital investment. Now I have 2 short videos. On the left side, I'll be playing now the 10,000 liter per day, which is operational indoor campus. I'll play it now. You play the other video on the right side. This is a Nova integrated wetland. So to sum up, from resource recovery to SDGs, if you look at the benefits and challenges, the socioeconomic and environmental benefits of implementing this technology include reduction in environmental pollution, reduction in carbon emission, generation of marketable outputs like bioenergy, organic manure, and reuse quality water. Of course, related employment potential, contribution to SDGs and net zero goals, and achieving national missions and rural developments. Some of the challenges we have identified and way forward include the technical and regulatory, and of course, financial barriers also, lack of awareness, policy alignment, and capacity building. So through this, we will be achieving self-reliant and Vikasit Bharat by 2047. Thank you for your kind listening. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Krishna Kumar. Although some initial slides we lost, but those were introductory slides, so we could have detailed technical aspects of your development and presentation. So with this, we have completed the technical presentations, wherein we have 4 presentations from different covering different aspects of environmental technologies. Now move on to the next aspect, which is the stakeholders' perspective, wherein the feedback or the opinion or the experience of the various user agencies which have used these technologies which have been presented so far will be shared in the form of small video clips. So I request my colleague to share the video clips as user perspective. Thank you.
I am Jayashri Hirapure, Additional Executive Chemist, representing Mahagenco's Koradi Thermal Power Station, Nagpur, Maharashtra, India. Area of Koradi Thermal Power Station is 1,350 hectares. At Koradi TPS, we have developed green belt as per the guidelines of Ministry of Environment and Forest and Climate Change. This green belt includes the plantation of bamboo and local tree species through eco-rejuvenation technology developed by CSIR Niri Nagpur. Koradi TPS is mitigating soil, water and air pollution, especially dust mitigation in the scientific manner. Through these activities, Koradi TPS is also providing socio-economic benefits to the local women's self-help groups. This technology is attemptable to all dust-emitting industries in pan-India and worldwide. Thank you.
Greetings to all and greetings to the family members of AGR Technology. My name is Satish Rao and we at Nirmalya Bioengineering Solutions Private Limited, based out of Hyderabad, have been associated with ISCT from 2019 to till date, and we have been AGR Anaerobic Gas Lift Reactor Technologies licensee from then. Apart from few projects what we have done, we have given a very unique solution based on this technology for a slaughterhouse in Telangana, wherein we have set up a biogas plant based out of slaughterhouse waste. Apart from this, we are also very keen to take the license of that technology being developed by ISCT again, which is again a unique solution for agri-waste based biogas plants, especially rice husk and rice straw. We look forward for a happy association with ISCT for a long time, and we would like to take this opportunity to thank Dr. Gangadhar Rao Garu and his team for supporting us for all these years, and we look forward for the support in future. Thank you.
We are thankful to the BEAS lab of CSR IACT for giving us the technologies of AAC and micro AGR. We started working with AAC technology, converting water hyacinth into manure from 2016, And today we are happy that we are in a position to take care of the needs of around 10,000 farmers in Andhra and Telangana. And we also have installed 47 AAC units in all the market yards of Hyderabad, of Telangana. And we are happy with that. Now we are very seriously working in making these micro AGR plants to go to every small gated community and take care of the waste which is coming over there. Thanks to CSIR, IICT and Bees Lab for making us meet the needs of the people. Thank you.
Hello, I am Sumit Sarkar, CEO of Chhattisgarh Biofuel Development Authority, Raipur, India. The room temperature biodiesel plant has been fabricated at Raipur, Chhattisgarh, India by Chhattisgarh Biofuel Development Authority under technical guidance from CSIR, Indian Institute of Petroleum, Dehradun, under a mutual agreement during the year 2021. For this purpose, CBDA has taken the services and expertise of CSIR IIT scientists to prepare and submit a detailed project report for development of 200 liter per batch and 50 liter per batch village level room temperature biodiesel prototype, that is the CSIR IIP process, during the year 2021. Based on the DPR, CBDA has floated an EOI for fabrication and supply of mobile biodiesel processing equipment with glass view separation observation system and variable stirrer to CBDA Raipur, and based on that quotes, CBDA has awarded the contract at a cost of rupees 1,40,000 Indian rupees. CSIR IIP has supplied their patented solvent to CBDA for conversion of non-edible oil, that is the tree-borne oils as well as the used cooking oils, to biodiesel for use in the fabricated 50 liter per batch mobile unit established at our premises at Raipur. The plant has been running successfully since then at our premises. The process of room temperature biodiesel manufacturing is carried out at ambient temperature conditions, that is at room temperature and at atmospheric pressure, with minimum consumption of energy in the form of heat and mechanical stirring, utilizing CSIR IIP patented process, which is very energy economic. The mobile biodiesel producing unit is very useful for field demonstration to farmers and villagers for production of biodiesel utilizing CSIR IIP chemical. CBDA is also associated with Indian Institute of Petroleum for production of biojet aviation fuel through their HEVA technology under a mutual agreement. We intend to carry on more research and development activities with IIP Dehradun and commercialize all these activities in near future at our state. Thank you.
Hi, good evening everyone. Myself Rajesh, and I am running a medium scale bakery unit named Jayhari Food Product in Pathanamthitta district. The management of wastewater in our unit was a big headache for us, which created groundwater pollution in and around. When I studied the wastewater management of many other units, I realized that many of the technologies used there were not successful. Once while visiting an industrial exhibition, I walked into the CSIR stall. Later, I went to the Trivandrum CSIR unit and discussed my problems with Dr. Krishna sir there. He suggested a system called NOVA to me. Thus, my problems are solved, and I also get biogas as a byproduct of wastewater management. Thank you for giving this opportunity to share my experiences with the CSIR NIAIST NOVA technologies.
Good evening, everyone. I am Akshay Rajan, CEO of Triangle Chemicals Private Limited, where we focus on decentralized wastewater solutions. In 2023, we licensed the NOVA technology developed by CSIR NIST and have since wastewater 20 and a restaurant. Distinct advantages and operational costs, no sludge disposal challenges, and a sustainable science-backed design. We believe this technology has significant market potential, and we look forward to scaling its adoption across diverse industries. Thank you for your attention.
Good evening, all. Myself am Dr. Pradeep Kumar Vishwanathan, Deputy Director representing on and behalf of Kerala Rural Water Supply and Sanitation Agency, Water Resource Department, Government of Kerala. Under the state government initiative to promote grey water treatment, management and reuse, KRWSA has been chosen for promoting this technology in the state of Kerala. By using the art of sustainable technology, under this initiative, KRWSA has tied up with CSIR NIIST Thiruvananthapuram for using the state-of-art NOVA technology in the field of wastewater and grey water treatment technology. Currently, 2 major installations of each 25,000 liter capacity for grey water treatment, management and reuse is in the final stage of completion at the district hospitals of Idukki district in Kerala state. The compact NOVA on-site unit developed by CSIR NIIST for biological treatment is capable for recovery of quality water from wastewater. The unit uses less space and is low in electricity charges and also is low in operation and maintenance cost. This technology developed by CSIR NIIST is a boon for Indian condition and will go a long way in the treatment of wastewater and reuse for lowering the stress of treated water in the state. KRWSA is looking forward in promoting this newer technology of CSIR and NIIST in the coming years. This has given a good impact and impetus on the treatment technology in the state. I thank you for giving me an opportunity for speaking on the NOVA technology which KRWSA is promoting in the state. Thank you once again.
So that was about the feedback or experience of users. Although we have several such feedbacks, but due to time we included only representative one. And finally, we have completed the presentations and now into although we are running very short of time, so we can still take one or two quick questions from the participants. I request if you have any questions, you can raise your hand, and also you can type in the chat box. We'll be able to take one or two questions and also mention to whom the question is addressed to. पार्टिसिपेंट्स वाला ये देखो किसी का हैंड रेज हो रहा है तो
Recording in progress.
There is one question in the chat box to Dr. Lal Singh, which mentions that how you assessed carbon sequestration. So, Dr. Lal Singh.
Yes. So for the carbon sequestration, we have taken the biomass. In the biomass, we have multiply the given factor 0.5. Whatever the biomass we have estimated, we have calculated through this method.
Sir. Hello, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, can you elaborate, sir? Can you please elaborate?
Yes. So for the bamboo, we have calculated we have already planted per hectare basis 1,000 plants. In 1,000 plants, we have laid down the coordinate. In that coordinate, in the coordinate, what as per the calculation of the column, number of column in which coordinate is coming, on the basis of that, in that coordinate we have estimated the biomass per 10 meter basis. After that, if we have calculated as a per hectare basis.
Yes, sir. Sir, and can this be used for example, red mud dumping sites also?
Yes, the bamboo will well survive on the red mud sites, and it can easily check the surface erosion within a short period of time, because in the red mud sites pH is acidic and it is more favorable to bamboo, especially the red mud problem. I think it is in Odisha, in the Indian states. So it is a best solution.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Chat. So, okay, you can write to us if you want more details on any of the technologies presented or any other aspects. And considering the time limitations, we move to the final leg of the today's session, which will be by Dr. M.P. Patil. He will cover the way forward for the entire session. So, Dr. Patil, please. And before that, I request all to please switch on the camera so that we can take a screenshot and if possible, switch on the camera. Yeah, Dr. Patil.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Amit. So good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, I would like to thank all the delegates who attended this United Nations General Assembly Science Summit session on emerging environmental challenges, science-driven and scalable solution. This session was organized by CSIR through its constituent laboratories, namely CSIR NIRI, CSIR NIS Trivandrum, CSIR IIP Dehradun, and CSIR ICT Hyderabad. The first presentation by Dr. Lal Singh from CSIR NIRI specifically focused on rejuvenation, restoration of degraded and contaminated land, eco-restoration approach. As we are aware, a vast area of land across the globe is either contaminated with various harmful substances or is degraded due to various anthropogenic activities or natural calamities. CSIR NIRI has realized the environmental concerns associated with such lands and has developed a sustainable eco-regeneration technology which has helped to restore and regenerate more than 1,500 acres of contaminated and degraded land across various locations in India. This technology offers a replicable model for climate mitigation and ecological regeneration worldwide. The second presentation by Dr. Rao and Dr. Samina Begum from CSIR ISCT demonstrated how science, technology, and circular solutions can be integrated to meet sustainable development goals for a net zero future. Using biomethanation route, the waste to energy solutions like anaerobic gas lift reactor, dry anaerobic digester, accelerated anaerobic composting technologies, these have been developed and successfully implemented by CSIR ISCT on commercial scale at various locations. These technologies are again modular, adaptable, and capable of driving circular economy models across the globe. As we all know, entire world is facing energy crisis due to large-scale energy demands and limited availability of non-renewable fossil fuels. Realizing this concern, our team from CSIR IIP, comprising Dr. Neeraj Atre, Dr. Pankaj Kumar, and Dr. Salim Faruqi, have developed technologies for production of biodiesel, sustainable aviation fuel, and fuel briquettes from various renewable agroforestry resources. These technologies, which are highly energy, environment, and cost efficient, have been successfully demonstrated and implemented on commercial scale. This not only strengthens India's clean energy transition, but also positions CSIR as a contributor to global decarbonization efforts in hard-to-abate sectors like aviation. The last presentation by Dr. Krishna Kumar from CSIR NIST, Trivandrum, focused on sustainable resource recovery through on-site wastewater treatment system. The NOVA wastewater treatment system, which is a compact and resource recovery oriented, provides scalable solutions for wastewater reuse, energy, and nutrient recovery. These technologies can be adopted across rural, peri-urban, and urban settings, making them globally transferable models for sustainable wastewater management. This session also presented views and experiences of licensees and users of this technology. On behalf of CSIR, we would like to thank all our stakeholders for having faith in CSIR institutions in successfully implementing these technological solutions. Collectively, these presentations demonstrated how CSIR labs combine deep scientific knowledge, translational expertise, and industry engagement to generate technologies that are both science-driven and market-ready. Importantly, they reflect India's capabilities to offer sustainable solutions not only for domestic environmental challenges, but for global commons. The session demonstrated that CSIR is not just addressing India's environmental challenges, but is also contributing towards knowledge and technology at global stage. Through various partnerships, innovations, and scale, CSIR aims to showcase how Indian science can lead in building a climate resilient and sustainable future for all. Finally, on behalf of CSIR, I wish to thank Mr. Declan, Chairman and Managing Director, Science Summit at United Nations General Assembly, for providing this platform for showcasing scientific and technical capabilities of CSIR NIRI and its institution in providing sustainable solutions for various emerging environmental challenges. Thank you.
So thank you, sir. Dr. Rama, would you like to add something from headquarters? So the contact details are shared on the screen. If you have any queries or if you would like to approach for any partnership or collaboration or joint activities, you may write to the email of Dr. Rama Bansal, rsb@csir.res.in.
So thank you very much, Niri, for this wonderful session. It was a very well crafted, designed, and curated, and excellent speeches we had. And we were checking, it is being also aired both on YouTube and our Facebook social media channels, and a lot of views are already coming, and recordings are there, and we invite participants from across the globe to please take your time out when it is convenient to you. Please look at these recordings, and we are there. We'll be most happy to develop these global connections and linkages. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam, and thank you, speakers and participants and attendees for joining and making this session a successful session. Thank you very much, and we look forward for the more partnership and collaboration. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Chat.
मेरे भी आ रहा हूँ इस क्वेश्चन।
नहीं, thank you.
ये